Muhammad Ali, the champion. He's lost only twice, to our colleague Ken Norton and to Joe Frazier. 35 years old. Beaten the 2 times in 56 pro fights. Never been knocked out. He's been knocked down only 4 times by Joe Frazier, Henry Cooper, Sonny Banks early in his career in that half knockout, half push from Chuck Webner. The champion of the world, Muhammad Ali. Ken Norton, the wait, that 2-3 minute wait before the champion arrives after you've already entered the ring. What does that do to you?
Really doesn't do that much because you're already in your own, your own world, so to speak. Your mind is what it should be. You're thinking about what you should do, and you're kind of trying to psych yourself up more. If it's a long period of time that you wait for the man, it might bother you. But 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, it doesn't bother you. It only helps psych you up more. Because you know Ali's strategy mainly is to have you waiting and have you trying to burn up that energy.
Ali always has his fun, but he is taking this one very lightly, at least on the outside.
I think Ali's a very smart individual. He's not taking the man too lightly.
And now the introductions. Let's go up to the center of the ring.
Athletic Commission, your judges Eva Shane and Tony Castellano. The timekeeper is Fred Abatello. The referee for the main event is Johnny Lobienko. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the principals for the main event. First, the challenger. He hails from Leavittsburg, Ohio. He weighs 211 1/4 pounds in blue trunks trimmed in white. The man who's caused more blackouts than Con Edison. Here is Erni Sheiver's. His opponent, originally from Louisville, Kentucky, he now fights out of Chicago, Illinois. He weighs 225 pounds, white trunks, trimmed in black, the one, the only, the world champion, Muhammad Ali. 15 rounds or less. Johnny Lobienko is your referee.
No question about the crowd reaction. It's a Muhammad Ali audience as we begin tonight, Ken Norton. Now, for the first time, we see both men without their robes. How about Ali? Some say he's not in shape. What do you think?
I think the man is in shape, but he's a little flabby. The thing remains to be seen if he's weak or not. Ali was way overweight a few weeks ago, a few days ago, whatever, and he seems to have fasted to lose the weight very quickly. And at times, this has the tendency to weaken you. And so in later rounds or another round, we will soon see.
Taunting Erni Sheiver's. It's almost difficult to take Ali seriously, isn't it? Or is it?
No, it isn't, because you know when you get out there in the middle of the ring, once the bell rings to start the fight, he's out to take care of you. And you have to be in shape. You have to be in the frame of mind to also be out to take care of him.
Ali continuing to stare down Sheiver's. Sheiver's seems to accept it all very well. He's almost obliterated what Ali is doing until the bell rings, and then he'll see what happens.
That's true. I think Sheiver's said this is one chance in a lifetime to make it. A chance for him to make a lot of things for his family, to get a lot of things for his wife. And I'm sure he knows what he has to do, and he's ready.
It's scheduled for 15. Most people feel it'll not go 7, and Ali is an obvious favorite. But Sheiver's has the power, if he can put 2 big punches together, he says, to win the title.
Both men are starting out with very good jabs. Ali's got a good flicking jab. Sheiver's is trying to use a good, stiff, hard jab.
Ali is 3 inches taller, but their reach equal at 80 inches. Although it appears Ali has more arm span.
Sheiver's is starting a pattern. He's throwing small shots, easy shots to the body, and soon he will come with the right hand over the top. He's trying to get Ali to lower his hands a little bit so he can come with the right hand over the top.
different from Ali in this first minute?
No, he's setting a pattern. He's trying to fill out Shavers and find out what he's going to do. Shavers is also, he's setting a definite pattern that's stated before. He's throwing a small shot to the body and just put one right hand over the top, hoping to catch Ali off guard.
Ali constantly moving to his left.
Which is definitely his older pattern.
Right hand, but it was a reaching right hand and not a full impact on the chin of Ali.
Ali's corner's howling from the boxing, trying to get it together.
Drew Bundini Brown in the corner of Ali can be heard in the background as he shouts encouragement, but it's really Angelo Dundee who does most of the serious talking in that corner.
I don't know, I think Bundini is kind of like a spiritual thing to Ali. He keeps him going, he's kind of a good luck thing.
Bundini is the cheerleader, and when it comes down to strategy, it's more likely to be Dundee. Final minute of round one.
You'll also notice Ali is not used to getting jabbed at. He's a very good jabber, but he doesn't like to accept a jab back. So he'll try to jab without getting hit. And if so, he'll try to also counter off of Shavers' jab.
It's been a fairly stationary Muhammad Ali in round one. He's not done much dancing. Stayed up on his toes and well spread.
One thing I don't understand is that Shavers is going down, he's blocking the outside punches with his gloves. So I would think that Ali would throw one shot over the top, and come with an uppercut, and use the left hand or right hand.
Closing seconds of round one. Madison Square Garden in New York for the heavyweight title.
At the very end of that round, Ali said to Shavers, "I'm playing with you, I'm playing with you." For that round he was.
Ali easily winning the votes of all three officials in round one. Those are the official votes that you're seeing. But I don't think Ernie Shavers went into this fight Ken Norton thinking he'd outpoint Muhammad Ali.
No, he didn't. His main object was to try to knock him out. Ali's throwing a big flurry here, but none of the punches are going through. One out of every 8 punches is going through.
For Ernie Shavers, that's a turnabout is fair play as Shavers gives a little rope-a-dope to Muhammad Ali, the master. Oh, a good right hand by Shavers. Ali is hanging on. That might have hurt more than he's indicated.
Ali gets hurt, he's definitely not sure. There's a small abrasion on the forehead of Ernie Shavers right now, right above the eyebrows.
Ali again talking to Shavers.
He's trying to talk the man into something erratic. Another thing, if Shavers is listening to Ali talk, he cannot concentrate on what he's supposed to be doing.
He was saying, "You ain't got nothing," is what he just commented, the comment he just made. Did he talk to you much?
Quite a bit. We both talk quite a bit.
Just said to him, "You'll soon be tired." Okay, Muhammad, get to me.
I think this is what Ali is banking on. He's hoping that the man will spend all of his energy and then later on he'll be tired. But then again, Shavers has stated that he's trained hard. He's run 5, 6, 7 miles, and he's ready.
Ali has already survived Shavers' best round. Right hand, and Ali is hurt. Ali is staggered. His eyes are glossy. Although he waved him on, it seemed more an instinctive move by Ali. Shavers doesn't follow up immediately. Ali is hurt. The champion is hurt. 44 seconds remaining in round two. Shavers very patient, lands with a right again. And it's Shavers who is smiling. Another right hand buckles him in. Ali is in trouble. Okay.
He's trying to put the jab with the right hand. He's leading with the right.
Champion, not hurt by that one, trying to survive round two. As Shavers shows he can unload and he can land. Round two obviously goes to Shavers, 1 round apiece. The champion in the light trunks, staggered by some Shaver right hands, but the one thing people have always underestimated about Ali is that he takes a punch as well as anyone.
He takes a very good punch, and he has a way of covering it up. He has a way of outsmarting you. He has a way of tying you up in order to conceal it.
His eyes appear to be clearer than they were in the middle of that second round. That was a grazing blow.
What Sheiver's is doing, Ali is starting to jab. He's going right hand over the top of the jab. He's also leaving Ali extended out, and he's connecting with it. He's back to his pattern. He's going right hand to the body, the soft right hand. Next, he'll come over the top of the right hand, following the jab over the lead right hand.
One thing Ali has lost with age, he doesn't move back away from a punch as well as he did 5 years ago.
Ali's definitely starting to dance now. This might be advantageous to him. And again, it might be helping Shavers. He might be burning up energy. Shavers also might be getting the two things that he's really hurt Ali, and he's kind of buffaloed him. He's taking his confidence away.
Get out. Get out of there. Get out of there.
Shavers 33, Ali 35. But although there's only the 2 years difference, everyone talks about Ali as being the old man before the fight tonight.
I think it's because of the fact that everyone knows that Ali dissipates more than Shavers. You really don't know what the man is doing. It's mostly hearsay, most of it. You can't really believe what you read in papers, what you hear.
The gray spot you see on the side of Ali's head is not gray hair. He has some rosin or some lubricant up in the hair.
Vaseline.
1 minute remaining in round 3. A respectful round by both fighters for their opponent. That's the official time. Round 3. Oh, those are good flicking left hands.
A good flicking left hand, and I think Shavers is about to come over the top of the right hand.
That's where you think Shaver should go, right down there.
Right in the bread basket, right behind the elbow.
Let's get out, Shavers. Get off. Get off.
This is a point where Shavers doesn't respect Ali's punching power, and Ali's definitely respecting Shavers.
Behind the elbow. Behind the elbow.
Shavers kicking off most of those blows with his gloves.
This is what's amazing about Ali. He's not throwing the uppercut where you can see the man's gloves on the side of his face.
Those are all under gloves. Closing seconds, round 3.
You stay right here, man. Out in the open now. Get out in the open. Get out in the open, Shavers. Out. Hey.
Ali wins round 3 and now leads 2-1 on all 3 cards. Larry?
Well, this is definitely not the fight most people were expecting from Ali to this point. He hasn't been laying on the ropes. He's been just trying to beat Shavers to the punch.
I think mainly that's because he has more hand speed and because of the fact that Shavers is a very devastating puncher. He's good with the right hand, he's good
All
with
right,
the
let's
left.
get out in the open.
Ali would definitely not stand on the ropes and get hit in the body.
I'm wondering, Cat, knowing that Shavers has not gone beyond 6 rounds, but 4 or 5 times, if Ali, after being stunned, might try to box him, make him go farther into the fight, where then Ali might have the advantage.
That's very true. I'm sure that this is in the back of Ali. He said he stated before, he said, I'm toying with you, and soon you're going to be tired. But I think that he might be surprised that Shavers has trained hard for this fight. He's ran hard, he's worked hard.
Okay, you break
I'm
it
sure
down.
that he'll be in there for full 15 rounds unless he gets caught with a very good shot.
I'm surprised Ali's not dancing and staying away more. 1 minute gone, round 4.
As I stated before, it's surprising that Ali is not throwing the uppercut more. Shavers, both his hands are on the side of his face, and he's blocking his wide shots. So Ali should be coming up the middle. Then again, it's very easy to sit out here and second guess what the man's doing in the ring.
For Ali, this is his 4th, he's won 4th richest payday. He's making $3 million tonight. Ernie Shavers $300,000, which is more money than his other 60 fights put together.
All right, we break now, Muhammad. Get out.
But for Shavers, it's just a taste. He knows what that crown would mean.
He knows that 300,000 will be the 3 million very quickly.
You don't have to be a mathematics major to figure that out. 1 minute left in round 4. right above our microphone.
Get off now. Watch out.
Ali has stopped talking. He caught a left hand there just as he was going to say something.
Don't wrestle with us. Wait a
Oh, a right hand to the jaw of Ali. That was right on the button, and Ali took it very well. Oh, wow.
Well, and he said it didn't hurt, but it definitely hurt him.
Above his feet.
The pattern is slowly turning off on Chambers. He started to the body and now he's going right from the top to the head.
Another right hand. Jolted Ali. Chambers continues to score at the end of round 4. The judges like the challenger. LoBianca, the referee, took the champion in round 4. How does that stand now, Larry, after 4?
The two judges have the fight dead even, 2 rounds apiece. The referee has it 3-1 for Ali.
Ken Norton, you know that you don't try to beat Ali by a decision.
That's very true. I think that now Chambers, he knows he hurt the man on numerous occasions. But he doesn't know to what extent he's hurt the man. He doesn't know what Ali's playing, trying to suck him in, so therefore he's not going in. He's not going to waste his power, and he's going to bid his time. It could be helpful, and then again it could hurt him. I think right now Ali's definitely banking on the fact that later on Chambers is going to tire, and he can take advantage of that.
Is Ali standing up straighter than ever?
I think he's been standing up straighter on his jab, which in turn has given Chambers the open avenue with the right hand. Ali is from the jab, he's going to come back toward his waist. Chambers is counting at the same time the jab is supposed to be landing. And he's beating the jab, or he's counting over the jab.
Okay, Muhammad, get your hand.
1 minute gone in round 5.
I think, again, I'm very sure that when he goes back to the corner, Angelo Dundee is expecting something to do to warrant this offer, telling him that he's getting it with this. But Ali is intelligent enough and smart enough boxer to find a way to beat him. As we can see here in this round, Ernie is definitely in very good shape. He's not tiring, he's not forcing the fight, he's not wasting punches.
Ken, is this a more resourceful Shavers than you've seen before? A man who's more under control?
That's very true. He has complete control of himself. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants to do. He's not wasting any steps. He's not wasting any energy. And he's not wasting any punches.
Final minute of round 5.
It's also a very confident Ernie Shavers.
Ali scoring better with that rapier left here in round 5. It's more that classic left hand that we're accustomed to seeing in Ali's years since 1960.
This is what he's going to have to do to win. He can't afford to set and throw the jab out because Ernie has a solution for it. He's going over the top. As long as he's moving and throwing the jab, moving to his left, he's been out of range for Shavers.
Keep dipping.
There goes the right hand to the body, but Shavers setting up the right hand over the top later on in the round.
Break. Don't wrestle, Shavers. Don't wrestle.
Scheduled for 15, of course, and we're closing in on the end of round 5. It appeared to be a good round for the boxer Ali. A sweep from all precincts in round 5 for Muhammad Ali.
You'll notice this is really a different Ernie Shavers tonight. He's in complete control of himself. He knows what he wants to do. He knows when to do it.
Some extra Vaseline on Shavers at the end of round 5, and Angelo Dundee complained about it. Saw the referee wipe some off, some excess. Ali invites Shavers into the corner, and he says, no, thank you. I'll try this one. Now, why wouldn't Shavers want him pinned in the corner?
I don't know. He'll go in eventually.
There we go. On his own accord, not by invitation. That's just a matter of psych, then, is what you're saying.
Right. I think he would rather work his way in than have Ali call him in.
In case you joined us late, In the other main event, light heavyweight Mike Rossman earned a unanimous decision over Gary Summerhays, the Canadian light heavyweight champion.
One will tell you that Ali is tired.
What tell you that Ali is tired? When he gets tired, normally he'll start boxing a little bit. He'll start moving. He'll start using his legs. When he gets hurt, he'll start using his legs more. And this is more of a thing where he can move and rest and kind of psych the man out.
Last exchange, a good straight right to the midsection of Ali by Shavers. Close, but no QP down on that one.
It's a well-thrown chop. He has a very good eye, and he just pulled back just in the nick of time.
This could be the rope-a-dope, but Shavers won't buy it.
Ali is definitely in the corner talking to him. Come on, son, this is where you punch it. And Shavers is not falling for it.
Couldn't Shavers just hurt Ali by hitting him on the arms?
With his punching power, yes, he could. Right where the muscle meets the bone. But then again, he's taking a chance on hurting his own hands.
For the final minute of round 6. No knockdowns. Ali was shaken from some right hands from Shavers in the second round.
That's a different Ernie Shavers, saving everything.
Definitely different. He's in very complete control of himself this evening.
Trainer Frankie Luca and Blackie Gennaro, the manager, have done a good job on Shavers, who has sparred 240 rounds to get ready for this fight. He's worked very hard. That's the end of round 6. The challenger comes back to win round 6. How does that make the cumulative stand, Larry?
Well, both judges still have it even, 3 rounds apiece. The referee, John Lobianco, has Ali ahead 4 rounds to 2.
That's interesting. The two judges at ringside see it exactly the same, while the man who is closest to the action has Ali in front. He is a pretty commanding personality. That includes
very good right hand there, Dick.
Great right hand, a short right hand, and it shows again the power of Shavers. He didn't throw that from too far away.
You notice again, the only time it lands when Ali is still, he's a stationary target. He's going to jab, he's pulling back, and Shavers is leading in.
Okay, we break again now, please. Get that hand off the neck.
John Lobianco asking the fighters very politely to break. One thing we all know, that champions are mortal. They're like baseball managers. When they're hired, they know one thing: they'll eventually someday be fired. And someday Muhammad Ali will not be champion. I think Ernie Shavers certainly has given his backing, the backing of the underdog, some hope tonight.
That's a true statement. It's only for certain things, the championship is only borrowed.
Ali missing with a right hand, and Shavers countered with a smile.
You can keep going so.
This is round 7. Remember that Shavers, in his 60 fights, has gone this distance only 6 times, more than 6. And it's Ali opening up.
That was kind of a Shavers rope-a-dope there. Got hit with quite a few punches, came back smiling. A very good shot. A good right hand.
Ali had landed a good right hand, but Shavers countered over that right hand. Final minute of round 7.
Counter with another good right, 2 good right hands.
Okay, out the open. Out the open. Let's go.
Ali is hurt. He's in the corner. He's corner.
Come on.
This is a tactic to take a little breather. Ali's feet look heavy at the end of round 7. Round 8 coming up. A Reminder, this Sunday, October 2nd, full slate of regional football action comes your way on NBC following NFL 77 at 12:30 Eastern Time. It'll be then followed by the baseball action, and what a series coming up, Joe.
We open it up Tuesday night, the playoffs. It'll open up in Los Angeles, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. The Dodgers against the Phillies, Dodger Stadium. It looks like a real battle, Dick.
And there's Mrs. Laverne Shavers, lovely wife of Ernie. She's calm and poised now, but they say she'll root with the best of them. We go to round 8, the midpoint of this fight.
Shavers has already fooled a lot of the boxing scribes. They thought he would be tired by round 7 and beginning to lag behind.
Ali with a slight lead. Shavers certainly has landed the heavier blows.
Good move by Shavers, trying to turn the man to the side, hook to the body. Good stiff jab by Shavers that got through.
Ali going into his peekaboo here in round 8. Suppose this is a conscious attempt by Ali to make this a rest round and just pace himself, force Shavers into longer distance?
Yes, it is, but then again, it's an effort to make Shavers try to burn some energy up, throw body shots, do something to burn that energy up so that Ali can take advantage later on in the fight. But Shavers isn't falling for this tactic of Ali's, and as you can see, it's making a dull fight at the present time, but I'm sure that later on in the round, Ali's he's going to start flurrying. And then Shavers will try to come up with a good hook or an overhand right again.
Quick left hands by Ali. Final minute of round 8.
They're very good shots, Bobby, but there's nothing behind them but speedy shots.
Those catch the eye of the judges and referee and help you to win rounds, but they're not hurting Shavers.
At the present time, Ernie looks like he's doing very well. He's not getting tired as yet. He looks like he's preserving his energy very well, and he's picking his shots as he did early in the fight. You can bet that Ali is watching his breathing. He's watching Ernie's movement. If there's any difference, Ali will definitely take advantage of it.
2 seconds left in round 8. And for many around the world, a surprise that Ernie Shavers is still battling Ali to this distance. Most felt it would be long over. At the end of round 8, let's follow Ernie Shavers to his corner. He sits down while Ali across the way refuses to sit down. Ali is taunting the crowd now, some of them booing him, and he's reacting to the fans. And back to Ernie Shavers. Little bruise above the nose, on the bridge of the nose.
At the same time that Shavers is under control, he's falling behind in the fight. He's going to have to get a little out of control to take command.
He's going to have to exert the pressure. When Ali goes to the corners, goes to the rope, he's going to have to throw the body punches and kind of initiate the action.
You're allowed a modicum amount of lubricant on your face, and they'll towel some of it off. If there's too much, then the referee will ask for it to be wiped away. Wife right there by the ropes to cheer on Ernie Shavers. Ali has played with the crowd. A critical round, round 9, and we'll check the scoring in round 8. Oh, Shavers wins 2 of the 3 votes. Now there is a case in New York State where you're penalized if you're not the aggressor, and Ali certainly was not, although he seemed to land as many punches, if not more, than Shavers.
He landed quite a few punches with they were flurry punches, they were speedy punches. There wasn't any zip on them, any power on them. He was doing them more for flash than for effect.
Come on.
one good thing about Shavers is no matter what happens, if he gets tired during the fight, any time in the round, he can't hit you with a good shot and hurt you.
Okay. Again, back in round 2, Shavers staggered Ali with a couple of right hands. The most serious blows landed by Shavers, and he stayed in the fight. And we're in round 9. Ali has not piled up the big lead in rounds, and Shavers still represents that ever-present threat of the big right hand.
Right now, Ali is toying with the man, trying to build his confidence, trying to make him do something unexpected, trying to make him make mistakes.
We said earlier, the reach is even, 80 inches apiece. Ali feigning that he was hurt by that last ball, and you can see it didn't land.
As you stated before, the reach is the same, and possibly the same. I think this is what's puzzling Ali. He's not used to fighting a man who's with the same reach as a shorter person.
Shavers being warned, what, for a kidney punch?
No, he had the rope and he popped it back off the rope. Like a springboard. Very unusual move.
Right above us, Ali talking constantly to Shavers. Let's see if we can pick that up. Waiting like a cobra in a basket to get that right hand home.
That was a good flurry of punches. I'd say that 8 out of 10 of those punches were on the outside of the hand and the glove. Were not effective.
Break again.
That's window dressing for the officials. About to go to round 10. In that last round, round 9, here's that flurry by Ali, Ken.
As you can see, most of the punches are going the outside. The only punches that land on Shavers are the ones up the middle. The other punches are hitting the outside of the glove, and they're jarring the man, but they're having no effect on the man. As you saw, he came back with the overhand right, trying to land it on Ali after the flurry.
Warning buzzer prior to round 10. Remember that Ernie Shavers has never gone beyond 10, and he's only been this distance a handful of times. There's the scoring. Ali winning 2 of 3.
There you go, Sam.
Shavers has fought a very intelligent fight and seems to have plenty saved for Ali here in round 10.
Get him out, please. I want to stop.
Ali's starting to move more now with his left hand, and as Shavers is throwing the overhand right, he's turning slightly to the side. He's making the right hand go over his shoulder. As long as he's mobile, he can do this. When he stops, he's immobile. Very stationary. It's very easy for Shavers to catch him with the right hand.
Ali countering well here in this first minute of round 10. That was more of a push than a good solid blow. But Ali is finding the acorns a tough nut to crack. Shavers scoring.
Go back to work now.
This is what Ernie must do more of. He must go behind the elbow and try to tire Ali out a little bit. Ernie's a very devastating puncher. He should take advantage of it.
Halfway through round 10. No knockout. Right hand just a little short. Ali able to rock back with him.
That's very true. And you saw Ali try a left uppercut. At that time, he was on the left uppercut. Shavers threw a left hook.
No marks on either man, with the exception of a slight bruise on the bridge of the nose of Ernie Shavers.
Ali. Ali punches up the middle. Good right hand by Shavers. Coming opponent Shavers on his fatigue will be his legs. When he starts to tire, he will start to stumble a bit.
That cut on the bridge of the nose has opened a bit, or Shavers has cut somewhere else. No, it is the nose, just a slight trickle of blood.
Okay, let's get off.
Ernie Shavers has survived 10 rounds. As we go to round 11, here is Ernie Shavers. And that right hand, and how well Ali rolls with a punch.
Very well. That was a very hard punch. It was very smartly rolled by Ali. And then again, the man is very smart. He got hit with a good shot, and he covered up right off the bat. He didn't stand and try to fight back. He didn't try to move around. He just covered.
10 rounds in the books. Ali wins all 3 cards in round 10. And Larry Merchant, how does that make it for the fight?
Ali's ahead on all the cards. 6-4, 6-4 by the judges. 6-3 and 1 by the referee.
Something very humorous about this fight is the fact that Ali went to the corner of that round, between the rounds rather. Bodini's hand was really shaking when he took the mouthpiece out.
Ernie Shavers has given the champion much more than he expected through 10. And Shavers opening up in round 11. His manager, Frankie Lucas, said we're going to try to score with a lot of singles, load the bases, and go for a grand slam. And it appears Shavers has that right hand cocked and ready to go.
The man can definitely punch. And that one exchange that they both threw very good right hands. Ali threw one and Shavers countered with a good right hand. Ali's starting to move more now. Now he's stationary again.
Okay, Shavers, back up.
One thing we haven't seen is yet is Shavers' hook. He has a very good hook. He has a very good right uppercut. So far, it's been a straight right that's been the job. The right hand over the top.
Okay, we're hugging him out. Shavers out.
Now, what is the advantage that Ali has, Ken Norton, knowing that Shavers has never gone beyond 10 and he's done it so many times?
The advantage is knowing that he can do it and not knowing when Shavers can do it or not. And Ali's smart enough to know what he has to do to last the 15 rounds. And Shavers has never went 15 rounds before. And therefore, he might extend himself too far. And Ali is, I think, banking on this later on in the fight. On the other hand, I think Shavers is very confident that he can go 15 rounds. Because as I stated before, he's ran hard, he's trained hard, and mentally he's prepared for this fight.
The thing you have to wonder about is whether he's so determined to go 15 that he may lose the fight and move to the 15. He's got to start doing something.
There, that's a very good statement.
There it is. Good right hand. Didn't get all of Ali, but he felt it.
Like anything that Shavers hits you with, you will feel.
The object isn't to go 15, it's to win.
30 seconds left in round 11. Oh, that's a beautiful execution of the left jab by Ali, and he followed it with a good hook.
Shavers is weighing that time in his shell, trying to get in position to throw the right hand.
Some impressive scoring by Ali at the end of round 11. Ken, we're going to see that right hand again from Shavers.
Definitely a good right hand. The man has a lot of power behind it. It's a good straight right hand.
And it caught Ali with his chin going to the left, where normally he'd like to back away with his chin going the other direction. That could have caught him just right.
Right. I think Ali was caught a little off guard then because of the fact that his chin was on the left-hand side. And here's Shavers' wife again rooting him on.
She has to be very proud, regardless of the outcome tonight. Her husband has won some fans with his effort against the champion. 4 rounds to go. Ali winning all 3 cards in 11, and now it's almost going to take a Shavers sweep of the last 4 rounds or a knockout to win the title.
Very good shots, Polly. Some of them are hitting the gloves, but some of them also getting through. The jab's very good. They're like flipper jab. Right on the bridge of the nose where the cut is. It has to be very annoying.
Is it because Ali seems to be moving better, or is it true that perhaps Shavers finally looks a little slow? His feet aren't moving quite as brightly as they were earlier.
He's not as quick as before. He's more of a stationary target now, and Ali is definitely taking advantage of it. His head's in the same spot. Ali knows where it's going to be, and that's what he has to do to hit it.
1 minute gone. Round 12. No knockdown. Shavers' best blows landed back in the second round.
And I think the pattern of this round is going to be Ali started out very quickly. He's going to close in the middle part of the round. The last 10 seconds, he would go furry and try to see the judge's eyes.
Good left hand by Shavers. Ali picking off the rest of the punches with the gloves, but even at that right above us, you can see the impact even off the glove of Ali of that right hand of Shavers.
That's what he picked off some of those punches. A double right hand, second right hand, fairly good shot. He got through the defense of Ali. You'll notice as long as Ali's moving, Shavers can't hit him. He prefers a stationary target.
Final minute, round 12. You can see some redness in the face of Shavers. Slight move on the bridge of the nose. Ali typically a little red face, but that's about it. That's more from the exercise than from any blow.
Good for Ali, but then again, Shavers countered with the right hand earlier in the round.
30 seconds left in round 12. Good right hand by Ali. The champion seems to be much more in command here in round 12.
Very good counter right hand by Ali.
One of the few wild punches thrown by Shavers tonight, and Ali took immediate advantage. This coming Sunday, October 2nd, a full slate of regional football action here on NBC, following NFL 77 at 12:30. New England and the Jets, the Steelers and the Browns, Buffalo, Baltimore, other NFL activity, Denver, Seattle, Houston, Miami, Cincinnati, San Diego. And after the action, NFL 77 brings you all the key scores and highlights. That's this Sunday on NBC. Angelo Dundee, some feel the best trainer in the business. Bundini Brown to the left of Ali. And it has to be now a more confident corner than, say, 5 rounds ago.
Got some baseball scores for you. The Red Sox beat Toronto 7-3. The Orioles over the Tigers 6-3. The Yankees are 4-1. That's the last score we have. Final. They lost 4-1.
So they still are at the magic number of 1. The Yankees' magic number is 1. Ali again, a full sweep. That's 3 straight rounds that Ali has taken the scores on all 3 cards. 3 to go for Shavers. He now must win by knockout. Oh, good right hand. That was a vicious right hand, and Ali's knees buckled. He holds on. How hurt is he?
And now he'll try to rope it up to try to recover. He's a very smart man.
Shavers doesn't seem to know where he wants to go following up on that right hand. This is the difference between the 13th round and maybe the 6th round. Shavers maybe doesn't have the energy to follow up on a damaging blow.
I don't think he doesn't have the energy. He's too confident in his punching power. He knows he hurt the man with 1 punch, and he's probably been programmed doing his training procedure with the 1 punch and not expend his energy. It's kind of like a conditioned reflex now, not to use it.
I got you, Shane. Okay.
2 minutes left in round 13. Ali appears to be okay.
Ali can take a very good punch, and he has very good recuperative powers. We saw him in the Frazier fight get hurt and come back. We saw him in numerous other fights get hurt and come right back.
You broke his jaw. And he stayed with you.
But we don't know when, do we? He says 1, I say 12. Then we had Sheiver's corner holler that he was too high with the right hand countering back. And he lowered it, and it was right on the button.
A good round for Sheiver's, but he needs to follow up. He trails on points to the champion here in round 13. Oh, great right hand, and that really nailed Ali. You can see his mouth fall open. Sheiver's can't follow up again with 30 seconds left in round 13.
One good thing that Sheiver's has going for him in this fight. No matter what happens, he still has his punching power. He can always hurt you with one good punch anytime during the fight.
But time's running out. 2 rounds left after this one. Ali survives 13. Best Sheiver's round, perhaps, since early in the fight.
Here we go, the Erni Sheiver's flurry here. He comes over with a good right hand, right on the right side, left-hand side of Ali's face, and he tries to follow up with a good body shot, I think. It stopped on me. Okay, here's the second flurry. Another good right hand over the top, right on the button, which proves that Ali can take a very good shot.
Can he ever? And when you write all of the great things that Muhammad Ali has done in his boxing career, that has to stand there. The men at ringside know that Ali, probably as well as any champion in history, is able to take a man's best shot.
That's very true. Earlier in his career, the rap was that Ali cannot take a good shot. He can do this, but he got knocked down a few times, so they rapped him about it. But I think in his later years, he has proven that he's also a good fighter, and he can also take a very good shot as well as any heavyweight champion we've had in the past.
Well, he's needed to be a good catcher tonight. Sheiver's takes all of the cards in 13. 2 rounds to go. Larry, do you have them totaled at this point? How do the referee and 2 judges see it at this stage?
Sheiver's would have to knock him out to win this fight.
So Ali can lose the last 2 rounds by the referee and the 2 judges and still remain champion. Whether Sheiver's knows that or not, we don't know ourselves. Ali acting as though he thinks he can put Sheiver's away.
He's doing very good combinations with very good speed, and they're all landing. Ernie's still waiting for that one good shot. He stays in the shell and he comes back with a hard shot. He's a little slower with his punches, as you can see. This is what Ali was waiting for his hand speed and his experience would take over.
1 minute gone. Round 14. No knockdowns in the fight. Ali winning on points. Sheiver's has scored the heavier blows, but Ali able to stay on his feet and weather those few storms.
Break now.
But for a man who had a reputation of being knockout or not finished, oh, there it is. Ali is down for the 5th time in his career. Ali talking with the referee, John Lobianco. No, they're going to call it a slip. They started the count. Mandatory 8 count is in effect here in New York, so that was a slip. They started the count.
If you notice in this flurry, Ali's trying to block his right hand with his shoulder. Every time Sheiver's goes overhand right, he's trying to roll his shoulder and make the punch block, glance off.
There's still plenty of dynamite in Sheiver's punches. 1 minute remaining in round 14.
One of Ali's tactics Sheiver's is using there. Very exciting round.
Half minute left in round 14. Shavers starting out of desperation, looking for that lightning in a bottle.
That was a good right hand by Shavers in that point. Another good right hand.
And Ali is hanging on. Final seconds, round 14.
Hurt. Ali looks hurt.
He's definitely hurt.
3 minutes to go. Muhammad Ali helped back to the corner by Angelo Dundee, and he'll sit down this time. And we're going to check that action in round 14. First, the slip. As Ali, pushing himself off Shavers, obviously was not down from the force of a blow. But others landed that could have dropped the champion, and here are some of those.
Another good right hand by Shavers, right on the button. Ali was definitely hurt, but you notice now that he is hurt. He still covers up. He knows what to do. He knows how to outsmart the man. He's
off Shavers, obviously was not down from the force of a blow. But others landed that could have dropped the champion, and here are some of those.
Another good right hand by Shavers, right on the button. Ali was definitely hurt, but you notice now that he is hurt. He still covers up. He knows what to do. He knows how to outsmart the man. He's tying him up to make sure that he doesn't get caught with another good shot. This is where your experience tells over, or takes over.
It's a big round from Shavers, but even though he probably won the round, that isn't going to be enough. We go to the final 3 minutes, Larry.
In retrospect, you wonder if he wasn't so concerned about going to 15, he didn't wait too long to start coming on.
No one thought he'd be here at 15, but we're to the last 3 minutes of the fight.
No matter what happens, Erni Sheiver's has definitely surprised the boxing world.
There won't be too many men waiting in line to fight Shavers the next time out. He's proven he's tough.
A good right hand by Shavers.
And Shavers still looking for the championship. If he can put together a flurry and put the champion away. But no one's ever been able to do that.
Good right hand by Shavers.
Shavers obviously won 14. He's won the last 2 rounds, but Ali may know that he has the decision if he can just stay on his feet.
I'm sure Shavers knows what kind of predicament he's in. This is the last round. He knows what he has to do, and he knows he has the power to do it. I'm sure he's going to go all out.
Gone. 1 minute gone, 2 to go.
That was a fairly good right hand, but he rolled with it, which took the effect away. And he came back with a good hook.
Shavers the predator. Ali trying to survive, escape this 15th round. We're at the halfway mark, 1:30 left.
Good right hand by Ali.
Trying to ward off Shavers.
Good right hand by Shavers.
Crowd on its feet at the Garden in New York. And regardless of the outcome, they've seen a whale of a heavyweight fight.
Good hook by Ali. He's got him with a drag hook.
A savvy game champion in the final minute against a ferocious challenger who's given Ali a better fight than anyone expected except the Shavers camp. It would appear that Shavers has survived 15 much too well.
Ali hurt him with the hook at that time. Shavers hit Ali with the hook.
30 seconds left.
And everybody in the arena is on their feet.
Final flurry by Ali. 20 seconds. Ali has Shavers hurt. Toe to toe.
Shavers is hurt.
And it's Shavers trying to survive to the final bell. What a fight! seat at the Garden, applauding both the challenger Ernie Shavers and the champion Muhammad Ali. They're starting to crowd around the ring. We'll have the decision of the referee, LaBianca, the judges, Mr. Castellano and Ms. Shane. And I'm sure many of those here in the Garden feel that Ernie Shavers has won the fight. We have given you the official scorecards of the two judges and referee throughout the night. So some of the drama of the decision is taken. But the reaction is going to be obvious. And there's doubt in most of the minds of the thousands here at the Garden tonight. Muhammad Ali, not down but hurt. Ernie Shavers going 15, totally unexpected, but hurt himself in the final seconds of the 15th round. And for Ken Norton and others, hope by the other challengers that Ali is close to losing that crown. Larry, as we wait the decision, you have to anticipate a reaction from this crowd. I think many of the folks rooting for the underdog and perhaps seeing with their hearts and not their eyes think Shavers have won.
I have two observations here, Dick. One is you saw the great fighting heart and competitiveness of Ali at the end of that fight. When he was really hurt, he was rocked, and yet he took charge of the last 30 seconds. He says, I'm still the boss in here. But I think you're going to see, when and if Ali gets the decision as we expect, you're going to see a tremendous uproar from Shavers' camp. They think they have won this fight.
And of course, you get the one chance, and sometimes the others don't come for a long, long time. Shavers goes to Ali's corner to congratulate him on a great fight, and certainly one of the touching moments of this game, a very rough, sometimes brutal game, is the love and affection that fighters earn from one another after battling for 10 or 15. And Shavers is a tired fighter, as you might imagine. Ali the same. Shavers wobbly as he is held back from the Ali corner by his cornermen.
Shavers reminds you of the miler who, when he gets to the tape, he collapses. He gave everything he had, and at the very end, he looked like he had nothing left. He paced himself exactly.
Here's a man again who had gone more than 6 rounds only 7 times, never beyond 10, and he was on his feet at 15 and giving Ali all that he wanted, the champion of the world. We're still waiting for the final tabulation and the okay from the New York Athletic Commission of the scoring of the two judges and referee, and of course the drama that will ensue here in Ring Circle when the announcement is made by Jack Lee. Larry, is there any doubt in your mind, though, and in some ways it's sad, I suppose, for those who followed Ali, much as the sadness that accompanied Joe Louis when he came back after retirement, and Ezra Charles 27 years ago this week in New York City defeated the aging champion Joe Louis. You can see it coming for Muhammad Ali.
Well, I think Ali retired as an athlete about 2 years ago. He's fighting as a businessman now. He can make so much money by fighting these fights that it's just impossible for him to walk away from it. You can hardly blame him. And yet the great fighters, Dempsey, Robinson, Joe Louis, they all lost, and yet they have retained their great aura of their great legends.
Well, Ali still has the pretty image, and he is a beautiful athlete. He won the gold medal in the Rome Olympics as a light heavyweight, turned pro in late 1960, won the title in 1964 from Sonny Liston. Shortly after that, changed from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali. Then the Vietnam situation, retirement for 3 years, came back in Zaire to take the title back from George Foreman, and now defends for his 19th time tonight against Ernie Shavers. Here is the official announcement of the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scoring of tonight's 15-round heavyweight fight. Judge Eva Shane scores the fight 9 rounds Ali, 6 rounds Shavers. Judge Tony Castellano, 9 rounds Ali, 6 rounds Shavers. Referee Johnny Lobianco, 9 rounds Ali, 5 rounds Shavers, 1 even. The winner and still champion of the world, the one and only Muhammad Ali.
There you have it, 9-6, 9-6, 9-5, and 1 even. The Shavers camp and those who cheer the underdog unhappy with the decision. With a game challenger, here's Larry Merchant.
Ernie, did you feel you had won the fight?
I did.
Why did you start so late to swarm over him?
Well, I want to take my time and burn myself out. My first 15 rounds, I won't take any chances.
You were just so concerned about going to 15 that you husbanded all of your energy.
Yeah, I should have won sooner, but I think I still won the fight.
Did you think you had him seriously hurt at any time? When?
A couple times. I can remember a round, but 2 times I had him hurt. 2 times.
Do you think you've earned his respect as man-to-man in here?
Yes, I think so.
Was he disrespectful to you early in the fight when he was talking to you?
Yes, he was.
When did he stop talking?
Well, most always through the fight.
What are your feelings now if you had to do it all over again?
I'll fight him again.
What way would you fight him differently?
Put more pressure on him.
More pressure.
Early.
Thank you very much, Ernie, and now to Dick Enberg.
He's still a champion, Muhammad Ali. How much did he hurt you?
First, I want to say I'm thankful to Almighty God, Allah. I want to say Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslims, all my friends, enemies alike. I'm thankful to God because this man was in great shape. He's happy in trouble. Praying to Allah, believing strongly in his love and faith.
He appeared to hurt you. Champion appeared to hurt you in the second round. Were you stunned then?
Second, the 9th, the 10th, stunned in the last round. There's the power of Allah, God, that pulled me through, saying my prayers in the mosque together, and putting God before man, and this praise, always praising his name, he blesses us.
Muhammad,
all thanks go to Allah.
We've got to go. Congratulations, a great fight. Muhammad Ali, still the heavyweight champion of the world. Our thanks to Larry Merchant, Joe Garagiola, Ken Norton for his expertise at ringside. Good evening from Madison Square Garden, where Muhammad Ali has defeated Ernie Shavers in 15.
Ken, what was your observation on the fight?
It showed that Ali was a very persistent man. It showed that Ernie Shavers was it also showed that Shavers was in very good condition, and he fooled a lot of people.
What did you learn from that fight, if anything?
Well, that Ali can hit with an overhand right, and that he can be cornered and he can be tagged good. But then again, Ali showed a lot of persistence. He showed a lot of desire and good heart.
Did Ernie Shavers surprise you at all?
Yes, he did.
He surprised you?
Yes, he did.
Ken, enjoyed working with you. Once again, for all of us, good night, everybody. The World Heavyweight Championship has been brought to you by Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, brewers of world-renowned Budweiser, the king of beers. When did you say Budweiser? This Saturday following Grandstand at 2 o'clock Eastern Time, it's the Tigers against the Yankees in Baltimore at Boston. And football. On Sunday, a full slate of regional games following NFL 77 at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, the National League Championship Series starts from Los Angeles. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Los Angeles Dodgers. And then the American League Championship Series starts on Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. The Championship Series, 8 o'clock Tuesday night from Los Angeles, and then on Wednesday, 3 o'clock Eastern Time. All here on NBC. Now stay tuned for The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson following your local news on most of these NBC stations.